Hi guys, my name is Akrizi and this is the Movie Critic. The first franchise since their commencement in the year 2001, from the bunch of dudes with racing cars, to the 2023 guys with fast cars doing crazy stuff all over the globe, have amassed them a whole lot of fans worldwide. And of course, the excitement from these movies makes a whole lot of people overlook their faults, their mistakes, their transgressions, their loopholes, blah blah blah. No one is perfect, actually. As we all know, no one is, of course, perfect. But there are some mistakes that are easily avoidable, and the fact that they throw physics out the window in these movies doesn't sit right with me. You get, just as I said in the past, in the Fast X review. I believe you guys have seen it. The Fast X was directed by the popular French director and producer Louis Leterrier, whose past works and reputation precedes him. His past works are reputation worthy, ranging from Transporter 1 and 2, the likes of Incredible Hulk, the movie, just to name a few. Generally, the Fast X is such a great and amazing movie, and of course, this video isn't to discredit the producers of the movie in any way. I will be opening your eyes to the mistakes in Fast X, both the obvious ones and the not so obvious ones, But before that, give this video a like already. I am pretty confident that, of course, you will subscribe and turn on the post notification bell as you keep watching, because you definitely want more. So let's go. Number 1, there were no surveillance in Dom's house, his residence, and Cypher's lair. Dante raided Cypher and got Atogs to work for him because he already kidnapped their families and threatened to kill them if they refused. But why did Cypher didn't see Dante coming into the building, even though she had God's eye actively working in her office, hideout, or whatever you call it? Now, this is a pretty messed up situation because even I, who isn't the movie director or producer, saw this mistake at first watch. Now, Cypher was a tech savvy and arguably has the most badass tracking tech device in the fast world. You could track anybody or anything with this device called God's Eye. We all know that. Now tell me, why on earth would Dante storm into Cypher's lair without us seeing him coming? Like, what is that? I mean, she could at least saw Dante coming from downstairs prior, because he took an elevator to that level. So of course she should have seen him coming, and of course it would have made more sense if they saw him coming. Of course, he attacked and overpowered them, and then coerced and forced Cypher's to work for him because he already kidnapped their families and threatened to kill them if they all refused to work for him. Rather than just showing up like Cypher ain't got the best tech, at hand. Doesn't make sense. In addition to this, Dom asked Tej, Dominic Toretto, he asked Tej, who is the tech guru in the Dom family. Now, Fast X should tell me why there is not a single CCTV footage in Dom's residence. I am going to be waiting for a reasonable answer in the comment section below. Well, until then, next. Also, there is a conflicting God's Eye hack in Fast X. Why? Because Dante's coup in Fast X was done just to have him steal the God's Eye. This number 2 is crazy because, a scary surveillance weapon, the God's Eye. Dante, school in Fast X was just to have, steal the God's Eye from Cypher, pushing her towards Dom position. You get. However, if Ames had the tool already, then Dante could have just gotten the program from his partner, because Ames and Dante are partners. He literally steals something his friend Ames, his body, had in his grip. That was a huge plot error. I doubt if you guys are actually following. Now, I mean, do you guys even remember how ridiculous this mistake was? Okay, let me break it down for you guys, because it's sort of annoying. The way Fast X made Dante went after Dom's son through the God's Eye. Now, Fast X made us realize somewhere at the end of the movie that in the recent sequels of the Fast franchise, Dante's father, Eman Reyes, brought Ames back then into the fold, and his loyalty had shifted from the agency and Dom's family to the races, which in turn means that Ames works for Dante right from the onset. Now, if Ames had head of the agency, had the God's Eye in his reach, and he is loyal to Dante regardless, Dante could have asked for the God's Eye from Ames directly, instead of having to chase after Amy's, colleague at work to get the god's eye. I mean, why not? You know, it would have made more sense if Dante had to go through the stress of attacking, like, you get it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make more sense if Dante like had to go through the stress of attacking Cypher, having kidnapped Cypher's family's, you know, soldier's family, when he could have easily asked Amis to get the god's eye from Cypher, his junior colleague at the agency. You know, so stuff. I don't know why Fast X had to like do like that. You get. Number 3, Fast X never explained why the heroes were vilified. Now, the Rome mission has thousands of pedestrians witness Dome's crew trying to stop the bomb, which was basically a big wrecking ball rolling through the city. There were cameras and CCTV footages all over that can corroborate their innocence. But it was never addressed why no one vouches for them. In addition, Fast X never revealed why local cops were trying to prevent Dome and Letty from stopping the ball. If Dante had them on payroll, it had like added up, but it was going to frame the heroes and push the fugitives arc. Now, the mission in Rome was such a big, you know, bitter experience for both the characters and the fast fan watching. Aside the actions, you know, and the stunts, you know, blah 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 that happened in Rome, which was a good one, you feel me, yeah? I still couldn't understand why these acclaimed heroes were vilified. Now, Tej, Roman and Co got a mission in Rome, you know, with a whole lot of CCTVs, pedestrians, you get, and, you know, evidence was there, you know, who could have been a potential witness for them, you know, for these guys. But Fastest blatantly ignored that and, you know, named these guys the villain when it was pretty obvious, even to the blind, that they were trying to stop the roller coaster bomb. The idea of the police making all possible efforts to stop Dom and his guys from stopping the bomb doesn't sit right with me either. It was pretty obvious that a massive roller coaster of a bomb was rolling through the city, and as civilians were running helter-skelter for their dear lives, some guys with cars were trying to stop it, but all the city's police could do was to stop these guys trying to prevent the Armageddon from happening. Like, what the heck? In addition to this, Fast X didn't tell us why no police, military or paramilitary whatsoever tried to stop the bomb too. If Dante had them on payroll, it would have like added up. I mean, it would have made a whole lot of sense at least. This was a really, really silly mistake for real. Like, you can see that even mistake number 3 has like 2-3 other mistakes. You get? So there were a whole lot of loopholes in the movie, but the movie is actually interesting regardless. Fast X never explained why Mia stayed home alone. Mia is a badass, but considering Dom and Letty were so panicked, especially after finding Cypher wounded, it was clear from the start that Dante is a monster. Cypher even let them know Dante co-opted her army. Therefore, it's not logical for Mia alone to stay at the residence with little Brian. She should have taken Dom's son to her house, you know, with Brian, which would have allowed Mia to look after her kids too. It felt forced just to have John Cena's Jacob, you know, Uncle Mozu, reach the home and save his sister. Another big mistake was that while Mia was watching over her big brother's son, her own children were left somewhere unprotected. Dante, on the other hand, as we all know, was meant to target Dom's family and make them suffer, none excluded. He could have easily grabbed Mia's children where they were, while she was babysitting Dom and Letty's son. Please give the director of this movie a hot knock on his head for missing that. Mistake number 5. Amis botches his security vision. This was with his fellow agent Tez. Now, Amis bans fellow agent Tez, a role played by Brie Larson, from helping Dom's team, sensing she's loyal to them. Yet, he never warned the black site to keep her out. Tez saunters, over and helps kicks over the dominoes for the escape. It's strange that the base just let Tez in when she had, her clearance revoked, for stealing the God's eye from Amis. It also odd Amis claims to be an expert. It's very odd, Amis claims to be an expert when he could have, had her followed, which would have taken him to Dome as well. Okay, you know what? I believe when you ban someone from somewhere, you automatically restrict them from certain things and certain privileges. Place an embargo, on certain places for them. I believe this shouldn't be left out in the case of Amis and a junior colleague Tez. Now, Tez, as part of the agency, had worked with Dom for years, and this is a known fact. This aside, her loyalty to Dom's family didn't waver in the face of adversity thrown by Amis at Dom. This was pretty obvious to Amy's, but still, it didn't restrict her or her access to the agency's black site in Antarctica. Mistake number 6. You guys might be wondering, why are there so many loopholes, man? That was what I saw too. Mistake number 6. Fast X ignores customs at the airport. You guys were thinking, airport in Fast X? Yes, we have an airport. When Jacob, that was John Cena, flees with little Brian in Fast X, they boarded a plane en route to Portugal. However, thanks to a flight attendant, a role played by Paul Walker's daughter, rest in peace to Paul Walker, they slip under the cabin and escape with their own makeshift jet. It's with the checked luggage and such. But it is pretty ridiculous to think a commercial flight would let them store such a weapon. As the attendant hired a crew to help Jacob, it's been more plausible. To those who haven't boarded a plane before, you might not understand of how things work like in an airport. You guys could still imagine how the checkpoint would be, obviously. Now, Fast X wants you guys to believe that Uncle Mozu went past all those scrutinies, securities, checkpoints, to carry in such a make-do jet scot-free, all because he knows just a mere plane hostess. Are you kidding me? If they made it a private jet now, or some sort of human trafficking plane, blah blah blah, it would have been more reasonable from all sides. You get, because they don't have too much scrutiny, unlike the commercial airlines. You get, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. Mistake number 7. Fast X makes Shaw's base magically soundproof. When Jason Statham's Deckard Shaw meets Anne in Fast X, he locked him in his home and starts to fight. Roman, Serge, and Ramsey were busy outside trying to hack him, but somehow they didn't hear the fights, the gunshots, the explosions, the gunfire, and everything happening inside when the agency broke in. Walls were being smashed in a veritable war. Bullets were being shot. Fights, screams. Yet no one was alerted to anything, even though they were right outside an apartment that was falling apart. Don't you see how thrilling and disappointing that was? The mistake in that scene was pretty ridiculous and could have easily been avoided. Now, the last mistake I saw in Fast X was the fact that Fast X subverts how flame works. Flame. When Dome races down the side of the dam in the grand finale of the Fast X, he outruns an explosion Dante created. Now, tell me who outruns an explosion. I mean, have you guys seen that particular scene at all? That explosion was pretty up close, and it would have been hell of an impossibility outrunning that explosion. I guess that is Fast X taking us for a fool and ignoring physics once again. However, while absconding from the explosion, as the flames engulfs his car, he hits the knocks to push fast. But as the gas releases, it doesn't mix with the flames inside and under the car. Wait, what? How convenient, guys? How convenient? Come on, yo, how convenient? This is so ridiculous. I mean, there was fire in the internals too, so the car should definitely blow up if we are being reasonable here. It seems Fast X toys even more with the concept of fire, which does lead to Dome blocking a restaurant from flame in the opening act. Remember the mission in Rome in the beginning of the movie, while the bomb hit the fuel pump engine at the roadside and exploded to the shops, the bars, the restaurants, and pedestrians nearby? Dome tilted his car to stop a purge, from catching fire. He tilted the car so that all these restaurant pedestrians, so that they won't catch fire. You get? When Dante ball, the bomb blows up a gas station. However, despite the flame visibly going around the vehicle and of course into the vehicle through the glass, through the broken mirror to be exact, side window, they don't fry the Porsche. They didn't affect, Dome. Doubling down on physics not mattering in the Fast saga. These are the crazy mistakes I saw in this movie, but it doesn't reduce the fact that this movie is a really really mind-blowing one. It's a blockbuster. It has its cinematic greatness. Thank you guys for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell. Watch out for more amazing content, guys. Thank you. Till next time. Peace.